Alright everyone, welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary. This is 404, and looks like this time we're on Blistering Sands, continuing this series between Naama, the Terran player, and LaLuSh, the Zerg player. In this finals of the Viking Cup number 12, best of 7 series. LaLuSh not doing so good so far. He's down 3 to 1. He will have to win this one to stay in the tournament, as I am about to sneeze, so I'm going to pause it. Okay, that was weird. Usually you have sneezes that come in 3 or even 2. That was just one random sneeze. Anyways, back to the game. Very similar builds coming out of both of these players all the games. Ultralisk mainly for LaLuSh, and Marine Marauder, Medevac, Siege Tank, and Banshee for Naama. Both players keeping really good tabs on their upgrades, which is really cool to see. You don't often see that out of pro players a lot, as I really don't know why. I mean, you just really don't see it, or maybe you just don't notice it. I'm not sure, but the last game we did have, LaLuSh rage quit out of there because the Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs with the supporting siege tanks were just too much for him to handle. Not sure if I agree with raging out, as this is a pretty high level event that they're playing at. I don't know if there were any consequences for it, but if he did get to pick this map, he couldn't have picked a better map, as they've already played Scrap Station. This is a pretty friendly map as far as it goes for both teams. A little bit less on the Terran side because, as all Terrans usually do, they will wall in here, but these backdoor destructible rocks can be taken down somewhat easily to gain a backdoor entrance to the Terran base. But yeah, this is post patch 1.1, so Terran already has been nerfed. I'm not sure if I agree with people raging about Terran or saying it's OP. I do want to say LaLuSh did not say Terran was OP. He just wasn't happy with the build that Naama decided to go. We do have Overlords getting in good position. Probably going to position one up here and one over here somewhere, so we can have good sight on the Terran player. Naama looks like this very low hit point drone is going to go ahead and go for the gas steal, as it would probably lose its life trying to escape, even if it could escape out of this little hole right here. Little drone and a SCV dance going down over here, as the SCV does not want to allow this drone to get the expansion, but looks like Lings are on the way, and we'll get rid of this pesky SCV once and for all, and allow for this expansion to go down. 500 minerals, almost 600 for the Zerg player LaLuSh. Looks like if we pull the production tab, pretty standard stuff going down. Orbital command almost done. I'm pretty sure he went gas before Rax. Rax getting the reactor. Gonna switch it out with this factory and start double producing those Hellions for some harassment. These Lings are checking, I guess, for any kind of proxy play. Looks like he's probably going to split them up and take both of these Elnaga watchtowers, as they are very crucial on this map. So yeah, one Hellion going to pop out, go to as much harassment as it can. The little switcheroo here on the reactor, and start producing double Hellions. And we should have a starport coming down over here. Going to get a tech lab on that, and Banshees are going to start coming out of that if he uses the same build we have been seeing in previous games. Sacrificial Overlord coming in. Gonna see the starport with the tech lab on there. So we should see a couple of queens being trained up any second now. Yeah, there's probably gonna be at least 2 queens, maybe just 1, as there is no answer for Zerg anti-air this early. But he is indeed going for a relatively fast layer here, and probably going to see the Hydralisk and Infestors that we've been seeing before. 2 Hellions coming across the map, with one that is obviously does not have a big enough motor, maybe a 4-cylinder or something, as these two do have like a V8 or a V6. Again, he's going to be met by these roaches. Not much going to happen, because the Hellions just suck against roaches, and that's that. Doesn't look like my prediction with the queens was right. Maybe he's going to go for a fast spire or something. are just Hydras to get rid of these this Banshee that is inevitably on the way. Rally, where is it? Rally to? Rally to the Hellions here. Roach is trying to pick off one of these Hellions. Very unsuccessful, as they have been all game. They're just too slow, but they are the answer to early Hellions. And this is this is a build that hasn't exactly that LaLuSh hasn't been exactly going, but it's been very similar. But this 5 Roach build is very powerful if there is no air, like this Banshee. But Roaches doing their job, inevitably delaying this Banshee from going over here harassing the mineral line or anything like that. So Roach is going to try to get a little bit of work done, maybe get a couple SCV kills, or they're just going to pick off the Hellions rather. So Roaches were cleaned up, delayed this Banshee from coming over here doing any amount of work, as we do have the Hydralisk in almost done. Should have some larvae saved up as well to produce some Hydralisk. As no, there are no Hydralisk on the way. Glitter Constitution upgrade being thrown down by the Zerg player LaLuSh. Looks like we do have another Tech Lab with a Tech Lab going down on the racks and a Starport going down, as well as this relatively fast expansion. But 2 Banshees over here, gonna try to get some work done on this Queen. It's very crucial that LaLuSh does not let this Queen die, because making Queens are just pains in the butt, but it looks like the Queen does die anyways. Hydralisks do spawn just in time, able to pick off one of these Banshees. One very low hit point Banshee, and yes, it does go down. Going to be just a little bit more annoying with that Banshee by doing a little scoot and shoot and turn around and attack tactic. We should see some kind of Viking maybe out of one of these to go Overlord hunting, as we have pretty much every game. This lone Banshee here, if it does get spotted, will get taken out fairly easy by these 5 Hydralisk. Again, nice Overlord placement by the Zerg player LaLuSh, and yes, the Banshee did indeed get sniped. So very nice play, no more harassment from them. But what do we have going over here at the Terran base? Yep, just as you might suspect, stim pack, more Marines, just tons and tons and tons of Marines. As the reactor is back on this racks here, so pretty much the identical build for the Terran player. He said, hey, why not? It's worked this many games. If I do lose this game, I have at least one more, actually, yeah, 2 more to mess around with. So backdoor rocks being broken down. This SCV here is going to spot it with the supply depot, and we might just see some kind of engagement from around back, but it does look like no, they are going to go to the front, or sorry, to the back, as a couple of Lings do get in the base. Might come in here and try to get rid of get some drone kills, but the Marines are going to be there to deny that. So nice 2-pronged attack. In the back we do have Lings, but in the front we have the approaches, just murdering those bunkers there. And maybe the Roaches can catch this choke right here and do a number of damage on this Terran army. All the SCVs forced off the mineral line to soak up some of this damage, as that choke right there would have just spelled death for the Terran army. Looks like the Zerg player LaLuSh is getting in lots and lots of kills, which is what he wants to do. But it looks like the Terran army does have an answer for this. Lots of Marines, as we've seen before. Even the Viking landed to get in on this fight. Stim pack finishes just on time. They do stem and take out the last remaining forces of the Zerg army. Looks like the Zerg army did, the Zerg player LaLuSh did have his army rally to the middle, or even across the map. As he knows he needs to keep putting this pressure on the Terran army. He does not want to let his macro slip and get overwhelmed. But if we do look at the income tab, wow, dead even in harvesters is something we haven't seen. We generally see the Zerg player pull ahead, but in this series the Terran player has just kept on top of his macro, way out droning or SCVing or outworkering or whatever you want to call it the Zerg player, which with mules is just a terrible idea. Wow, what is this? Tons of SCVs just being pulled off the line. Is this some kind of all-in effort, or wow? Yeah, maybe he just misclicked that, because it doesn't look like there's an all-in. The Terran army should be able to deal with this pretty easily. If he can get rid of these Hydras, these Banshees can mop up any remaining Roaches or anything like that. But I guess just to be sure that he won that, he did, the Terran player, Naama did pull SCVs off the line to make sure that he was going to be able to hold that. But Naama does pull back, I guess waiting on some units to finish. Oh, as there was another attack going on up here. It doesn't look like it was a very big one, but we can rewind that by just a little bit and see exactly what happened. So yeah, these roaches are just going to well away here. And it looked like there was just a couple of lings just chilling up here. Nothing really major happened. But these roaches are going to be able to kill a couple of supply depots. But it really doesn't matter for the Terran army, or the Terran player, as that's not going to supply block him or anything like that. So we do have, look, a ton of roaches and hydras with more on the way. Going to try to push this front door, easily take out that bunker as there's nothing in it. And the Zerg player is actually pulling ahead in army count. Supply count overall, actually. I'm going to try to get the Terran player out of position at this choke. Try to snipe off the siege tank. Do not let it siege up. That would be just detrimental for the Zerg army. These hydras are just pecking away at these marauders, but roaches are the answer for marauders, and there just doesn't look like there was enough roaches there, as SCVs are being brought in to repair some of these units. So, pretty even exchange on that battle. Lots of medevacs in the air to heal these marines and marauders, and there was in fact an SCV to maybe heal that tank. But these hydras are going to try to pick off these medevacs. If the hydras can pick off the medevacs, that will be huge, because there will be nothing here to heal these stem marines and marauders. For some reason, oh no, the Vikings shooting at the Overlord, but the rest of the Terran army is indeed shooting at the Zerg army, and these tanks do make quick work of the mutas, as there is a drone transfer coming down here at the Zerg's second expansion. More hydras coming in. Gonna try to pick off some of these tanks as well. That was nice for Naama. Micro his tanks beautifully. Low hit point tank picked up by the medevac.